What is happening,
fishers?
Dinya from Untraceable Fishing here tonight, once again with
Jared from Balamoria Fishing Tackle.
and welcome to
Tackle Tuesdays.
Sorry, guys, we've been out of it for 2 weeks, but I hope you did catch up on those last two pre-recorded episodes. But today we are back at it. So we're going to, a bit of a split series tonight. We had a request from one of the viewers 2 weeks ago, something we've already done before, but how to, you got your H-frame, he was complaining he never has enough space in his H-frame to pack that extra jacket, a bit of food and things like that. A lot of guys don't want to carry two big H-frames like I do sometimes. So I've just done a quick breakdown of how to get your H-frame down to minimal with the amount of space. So we have a typical H-frame on the table, guys. The first thing I suggest is I'd upgrade the box. The plastic box comes with it. If you get go to one of your plastic stores, you get the Addis 27 liters. There's one way of upgrading a slightly wider box. It fits brilliantly into the H-frame. A little bit higher, a little bit more space. You're getting about 9 more liters space than I think you're currently getting on there. Otherwise, if you do have the standard box, this is a quick breakdown how if I was looking for some extra space, the way I would run it. So obviously I have my H-frame. We're going to open it up. I'm going to pull the goodies out. So this is one of the boxes. I know Andrew carries the box like that. It is a bit of a deeper box. Yes, it does take up a bit more space. But there's two ways you can carry this box. Andrew, for instance, has his top riveted and glued. Bit of sealer onto the top of his box like that. He fortunately doesn't have to carry the bait box. I do. So that's a nice way if you're willing to carry your bait box in your hand. Then you have your whole H-frame to put whatever you want in. Your sinkers, jackets, whatever you want to, guys. Otherwise, the second option is to pop that into the box. Now, why I like the deeper box, I'll show you now. This is the real reason. You can pop him open here. And I have everything that I need for fishing. I've got my hooks, swivels, floats, all my terminal tackle in one box. Pop it around and
give a chaps a view there.
So there we go. The reason I like the deeper boxes is your hooks. You don't have to take your hooks out the packets. A lot of guys take the hooks out and put them in separate little hook things. A little bit of sea air. Every time you open your box, sea air's going in your hooks. Your hooks start rusting. Hooks are expensive, so I prefer keeping my hooks in the packet. I know exactly what hook I'm taking out. I'm not guessing the size if I'm in a rush. So that's the main reason I like the deeper box. Swivels, keep in the packets as long as possible. Open one packet at a time. Let them lie loose in the container. Your floats, your foam, your dangles, all your terminal tackle in one box. Deeper box can also accommodate your sunglasses, can accommodate your car keys, and a knife or anything else in the deeper box, which is quite nice. Quite nice and sealed, this box. You can take a good splash or a good dunking on the water. So that's the reason I prefer the deeper and Andrew prefers the deeper box. It does take up a bit more space, but in the end of the day, you are going to save a bit more space. That particular box, so we're opening backwards here, fits perfectly into the H-frame. You still have quite a bit of space. Quite a bit of space left over there for jackets and food. Then the only other thing you pretty much need after that is a little sinker bag. You can lie your sinkers loose in there. I just find that they stick into your clothing. If you put a can of cool drink into your bag, you can pierce in your cool drink, especially if you're fishing with wire sinkers. So a little sinker bag, guys, can accommodate more than enough sinkers for an afternoon or day's fishing session. And then you still have a crazy amount of space in your box. Now you're probably saying leader line. Where do I put my leader line? Well, that's why fishers have come up with a brilliant leader line holder. Most of you guys have seen it before. It clips onto your H-frame. It'll be bolted onto your H-frame. All your leader lines and your braided leaders, hook snoot line, sinker snoot line can be attached to that, out the way. Some guys attach it that way, some guys attach it that way. Can be clipped on, or you can use these clips, take these clips off, put them either side where your bait cotton can go onto. So that's one way of getting that out the way. Something else I like is a normal scissors pouch. Normally guys pop them on their waist and things like that.
Yes.
Some of my mates have got them put on the side or on the front of their box, depending on how they're setting up. And they have their scissors out the way. So you don't have to put your scissors back in your box either time. Keep opening your box, especially on the windy days. And then all that unnecessary sand and nonsense into your box.
Yeah.
And then something I really like is the Fisher say, I don't know what it's actually called, the add-on bag, I think.
Tackle box bag,
tackle box.
basically.
So that gives you some very extra space. The bigger one, which is quite nice, you can actually get a waterproof jacket inside of it. If you fold it up nice and small enough, you can get your waterproof jacket inside there. Otherwise, it can either be attached to the front of the bag or on the top of the bag if you're not using the leader line spooler. And the saving grace new from Fish SA. Been in stores a couple of weeks now. Something they call their multi-wallet. Phenomenal. Used it on the weekend. We were at Mzapa Bay for a week. Absolutely the best thing ever that I've ever had. Very simply designed. You have a pouch for your shark traces, for your flatfish traces. You have some pouches that side for your edibles and scratching traces. So if you take the time before going fishing and you put in 5 of each traces, you've got more than enough traces for a weekend's fishing.
Yeah.
If you find you obviously put more traces, like I don't fish for flatfish that often, so I just use the flatfish side for the extra.
Yeah,
my bite trace or
you
something
might
like
not
that.
even need as much in that tackle box then.
Exactly.
If you're
using that and you go prepared, you can put a lot less in that tackle box and get rid of everything. You could, in a perfect world, take that and your sinkers with you and actually go fishing.
Pretty much.
100%.
I've seen the guys do it before.
And that's all you need. What I like about this in the big bag, it fits in here perfectly. Out the way. And you have it. That attached to the front. And you are away and going, guys. You still have plenty of space in your tackle box. You can fit a jacket in there. You can fit your evening's food in there. And, of course, your bait box on top. And that makes life extremely simple. I wish I could get away with it. I like to carry the whole of the shop with me. But it's definitely something I need to look at going forward. Getting a bit older now, and that box is getting a bit heavy for me at sometimes. So anyway, guys, that is a quick, simple rundown of how to go minimalistic and still have space for those warmer items, especially with winter on its way. You want to carry an extra jacket with you and a beanie, maybe in case it gets cold at night. But now we have something exciting and new. We have 4 new reels that have come into the store that I haven't seen. I've seen them in their boxes on the shelf over the last couple of weeks. I haven't physically had a look at the reels. There's some 1 or 2 super exciting reels here.
Yeah. So
I'm going to hand over to Jared. Jared's going to run us through the 4 new reels, 2 from Dawa, 1 from Akuma, and 1 from Adrenalin. I had a little quick brief look at the Adrenalin reel earlier, and looks phenomenal. But let's Jared get these reels out the boxes and let's have a look at them.
Hey guys, so the first one is the Dawa RS4000. Basically one of the sort of your entry-level reels that's come onto the market. Give Dean a bit of a feel there.
Let's have a look here.
So, as Dean said, still very new on the market, so I'm just going to read off of the back of the box for now, just to give you guys an idea. So, 5.1 gear ratio, 280 grams in the 4000 size. You're looking at about a 9 kilo drag and 3 bearings. Fairly deep spool capacity, I would say. Fishing like a 20-pound braid, sort of your light tackle, spinning maybe, fishing in the estuaries.
I think a nice little river reel, that beginner will start out a nice budget reel.
As you said, a nice startup reel for the guys that don't want to break the bank. You know, you might not get into fishing, or you might only fish once or twice a month. Something you can still get away with. Also, quite a nice little T handle there. I quite like the T handle design.
Like from a more upmarket reel, it's got a nice little handle on it.
Yes. So that's the first one there.
Yes, that's the Dawa RS4000, guys. I know it does come in some other sizes as well.
Yes. Yeah, we're going over to the Dawa Crossfire LT3000C.
It's a bit of a step up.
Yeah. So the Crossfire has been on the market before. This is a newer range.
I think most guys out there have owned a Crossfire sometime in their life.
So this, they call the LT model. So the guys that don't know, this is their light, tough Ranger reels. So very well designed, as Dean said, sort of now your upmarket kind of reel. You'll see for 3000, it is a smaller spool. It's more of a compact body. Give Dean a feel there.
A bit of a shallow spool. So this is obviously a
your finesse fishing.
Finesse fishing, yeah.
Yes. So going back onto this, 5.3 to 1, 260 grams on the 3000 size, 10 kilo drag. Very nice drag for the real size we're looking at. Comes with 1 ball bearing, infinite anti-reverse. Quite a decent little reel, eh?
Yeah, so I think this is quite nice, guys. Very light on the inertia on the startup. Starts up very easy. So this is where you're starting to look at your fishing light lures and things like it, working lures, a whole day.
Little paddle tails.
Maybe some drop shot for like drop shot bass fishing, and the estuaries targeting some juvenile fish.
Yes.
And things like that. I think it'll be a brilliant little reel to use there. Something that's got a bit of guts to it, but it's not costing an arm and a leg.
Yeah. Going over to the Akuma. So this is the Chroma 2. Bit of an odd color. Don't know if Dean's seen this one yet. So this reel, you're not going to find in every tackle shop. It might not be the best of the best. But what Okuma's done every now and then, they've brought out a limited edition reel. You might find 2,000 or 3,000 in the world.
Very funky looking reel.
So
this is like I was reading the other day, they call it like urban fishing gear. So the guys in the cities and things like that normally run around on their bicycles, fishing little lakes and ponds and their tackle seems to be a lot more funky than the stuff we would be using.
Yes.
A bit more show off. Yeah.
It's almost got what they call, I believe it's got like a wave off design, if I remember correctly. There was a previous model that's done that. So the idea behind some of the wave off design reels is that after fishing it, the paint on the reels designed to change and wear and react differently. So you might find Dean might have one in a year's time, the reel's starting to go green, might start to go blue. It's specifically designed like that.
Wherever you obviously touching the reel, it wears. The color wears.
Yes. The salt water and the air also just gives it a custom look.
Yes, yeah.
Give you a bit of a feel. Quite a nice little handle there.
Super little funky reel, guys. I think
so
for the urban warrior fisherman.
So this is a 3,000 size, 5 bearings.
This one comes with a winding handle, which I like.
Quite a nice design there. 6.0 to 1 gear ratio, 235 grams on the 3,000 size, or the 30 as they call it. 7 kilo drag. Once again, quite a nice little drag knob. Deep spool for a 3,000. So you could still run your 15-pound braid, even up to like a 20-pound if you're fishing slightly heavier in your estuaries. Quite a nice, funky little reel. Something you can add to your tackle box or to your collection that not everybody will have. You might have one in the country almost, you know.
Also very
smooth on startup.
No resistance on the startup. No chance. You need nothing to get this thing going, which is brilliant. Especially for your lighter lure fishing guys. If you like lure fishing, that's exactly what you want out of a reel.
Then I would say what we've saved best for last. This I've had a look at a little bit. So this is the Adrenalin Swage 6000. Quite a funky name. These, I believe, at the moment will be really, really well in their class. So this is the 6,000 size, as I've mentioned. Give it to Dean to get a bit of a feel. One thing you'll see there, screw in handle, good handle knob. Give Dean a little bit of a feel there. So I've done a little bit of research on them. So you're looking at a 15 kilo drag on the 6,000, 438 grams. So still quite a light reel. Carbon Tex drag washers. It's got a full body seal. It's got seals on the side plate bearing and a seal on the roller clutch bearing. What I like is there's not much play on the spool.
No.
Also, as a benefit, they come with a spare dust cap or a side plate cover. Comes with 2 little washers for your line lay.
Yeah.
And also comes with quite a nice little velvety bag just to protect it. I mean, you can feel it's not by any means an inferior bag. And currently you're looking at about 1,300 Rand for these reels. So I think they punch well above their price point.
100%. It's got some features of some better topping reels, guys. Got a screw-in handle, which you don't find on many reels in this price point. Carbon drag, full aluminium body, which is fantastic. I know not too much flex in the rotor at all. I mean, for a small reel, not bad at all. And the drag seam is very smooth, and the drag clicker sounds amazing, which I always like. Now it comes with a power knob. I think it's one of the first entry-level reels to actually see on it with an aluminium power knob. Normally you get the EVA foam power knobs. It's nice to see a very free running aluminium power knob.
Also, what I like is it doesn't have that, what some guys call the quick set anti-reverse. So it shows that the guys have done a lot of research into the reel to try and keep it as sealed as best as possible to prevent things from going wrong. This would be a really good little reel for the guys going into spinning for carrick, for shad, for cob. I think you can do a lot with the reel of this price point.
And I like about it, it's semi-sealed. I think there's no other reel
in that price point.
Below 3,000 Rand, it's semi-sealed. You're
pretty much
4,000 or 5,000 Rand for sealed reels. There's not too many semi-sealed reels in the market, which is quite nice. I'm very impressed with this reel. I'd love to give one a bash. We might have to invest in one of these or give the guys from Adrenalin a call and ask them if we can test one out for them.
I think even for your bluefish fishing at light tackle on a 12 or 13 foot rod, fishing for shad, fishing for blues, it'll be more than enough. Also quite a deepish spool. You could probably fit around 300 meters of like a thin 40-pound or a standard 30-pound on.
Yeah, so you got nice, very strong bail arm, guys. Line roller works beautifully. And I know there might be talks of a different size coming out as well. We'll have to wait and see. We don't know exactly that certain. But I think definitely a reel that's going to definitely do well. I think it's going to be a big seller this summer, guys. So the shad guys out there, apparently they're biting. If you're on a budget, definitely look at one of these. I don't think you'll be disappointed with this reel
Definitely.
whatsoever. Anyway, guys, that gives us a quick rundown of the two new dowel reels, the reel from Akuma and the Adrenalin Swage, and how to minimize your tackle bag. I can tell you how to overcompensate on two, but we won't go there. We'll be here all night. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us once again. Can't wait to see you all next week, Tuesday. So from Dean from Bull Moria, Dean from Untraceable Fishing, and Jared from Bull Moria Fishing Tackle. Cheers.